Hi everyone, alright, just a joke. In fact, these are all empty boxes. Today, I am going to introduce to you to this unknown kit, or should I say RAM kit, which is known as the KingBank DDR5 Dark Heatsink. And I'll be comparing with all these RAMs over here, the reputable ones from Corsair, G-Skill, and from Team Group. First of all, I'd like to thank KingBank to have approached me and to provide this set of RAMs for me to share with you guys. Now, starting off, I was in fact very skeptic about this brand KingBank. So what happened is that when they provide this to me, right, I was using it, testing it, I was amazed by how it performed. And besides this, right, at the instant I check it out on their online shop at AliExpress, and I purchased another set. Alright, just wanted to make sure that what they have provided me, I'm so sorry to say, KingBank, I have a lot of doubts because I've not used your brand before. So I was skeptic about, is this a cherry pick? So technically I purchased this without them knowing. So I've tested both sets on Prime 95, I've tested on Memory Test 86, all passes, and I've been using one of the sets which is not their cherry pick, or maybe it's not a cherry pick, it's just that I just want to make use of what is in the public. So I've made use of these RAMs for more than 3 weeks, and I supposed to complete this project as in like the content within a week time, but I've dragged and dragged. So till right now, I am able to comfortably introduce you guys to this RAMs known as KingBank Dark Heatsink. Before showing you the physical RAM structure and such and the specs, this is their website. I will leave the URL in my description. If you guys are interested, you can click on it. Or maybe after this, right, there will be a QR code on my top right hand corner, so it'll be easier access for you guys. Now, looking at the products itself, they are kind of interesting. You have M.2s, you have the desktop RAMs and the laptop RAMs. If you click on the desktop RAMs, you'll be provided with all these RAMs over here with the timing, bus speed, and they have 24 gig, they have 48 gig and such. And when you click on individually, right, they will tell you the RAM timings, as in like the cache latency. See? As I've shown you, there are various kinds of RAMs, including ARGB or white RAMs. But what I'm having right here, which is the KingBank 32 gig kit Dark Heatsink, which is gunmetal. As you can see, very nice color. And I'm the type of person that doesn't like ARGB, so this suits my category. Now on my left, these are the ones that is provided by KingBank. See, and it's rated over here CL28A. This is A die. And over on what I purchased, right, which is this, it is also listed as CL28 with the last alphabet A, and this is again A die. Now if I were to put this in a classic look motherboard, by the way, this is the ProArt X870E, which I will be talking about this board later on. So if I were to populate this, right, see, the color is so nice, classic black theme with gunmetal, which this will show up. Now, talking about the physical outlook of these RAMs, they are very sturdily built. If you compare, see, this is the heatsink. Look how thick it is. See, you're surrounded, and this is tapered nicely with some subtle cuts. In fact, for those of you who actually, worry about the logo being popping out, right? Once you're in the motherboard, you only see this, that's all, which is nice. And these RAMs are rated as cache latency 28, 35, 35, 76 at a voltage of 1.45 volt and a bus frequency of 6000 MHz. These RAMs are certified to use on both platforms, AMD, which is the Expo profile, and Intel, which is the XMP profile, and they are made of SK Hynix A die. As mentioned to you, these RAMs support both XMP and Expo profile. What you see here is my Intel motherboard. In the UEFI, as you can see, you have two profiles, XMP and Expo. I know you might be asking, hey, since this is an Intel board, can I run on Expo? Best not to. Make sure you select to XMP profile when you're running on Intel. Just another illustration, you can enable Expo if you want to try. See, this is actually XMP. You can enable Expo. I've tried that. Well, it works, but it's just that the latency, right, when I do the compilation of my work, right, it will be much slower. So it's best that Intel platform, right, set it to XMP profile. Now on the AMD side, same thing, you have two profile, which you can see, XMP or Expo. If this is AMD, right, make sure you set it to Expo profile and not XMP profile. Something to be mindful before I explain how I conduct the test. Now, when you purchase this RAMs, right, look at this corner over here and over here. Make sure you remove off the plastic. When you remove off the plastic, right, you'll be like this. See, shining. Reason for me to prompt you this, right, imagine that this is actually in your system and it's running hot, and if the plastic fall out, right, as you know that plastic do have static, so it might just drop to your motherboard and that will cause short. So make sure you remove off the plastic. Now as for the test itself, I will be using the non-provided RAMs, which is to the public, and I'll be testing with this RAMs over here. All these RAMs are almost the same latency as in like CL. These are all CL30s and have a bus speed of 6000. And these two, right, are on Expo profile only, which I will go against here. And this is for the Intel, which is the XMP profile. This is how I'm going to conduct the test for AMD platform, whereby it's an open bench. And the way I place it is whereby the radiator is at the right hand side and the fans is drawing air and passes through the radiator, and you will just sweep off the hot air off from the motherboard. And I will populate the RAMs accordingly and to do the test. For Intel, I'll be using my main system. This is a 14700K and the RAMs will be inside the case. But I will not test the RAMs inside here. These are very loose timing as compared to the KingBank. Instead, I'll be using the team group. These are quite similar cache latency to the KingBank. So everything will be close, and exclude the GPU. I will not use the GPU during the test. To show you the strength of this RAMs, be it on AMD platform or Intel platform, there are only two methods. First method is to show you the FPS on gaming, but I'm not a gamer, so I choose to show you on workload, as in like the compilation, and to show you each and individual strength of the RAMs itself. Now do take note that when I'm doing this, right, you will see something like this, whereby I'm using the actual video editing program to compile a about 4 minute video. And just to show you, by the way, this is on AMD platform. If you take a look at the top, I will show you that it's Ryzen 7 950X with all these settings on the PBO2, which is the PPT, TDC and EDC, followed by the curve optimizer and the vCore offset. And this will stay fixed when I test all the RAMs. And on my right, you will see that what RAMs am I testing, what kind of kit, which is actually most of them, in fact, in fact, I should say all the kit that I've tested are all 32 gig kit. The difference is only on the cache latency, which is listed over here, and the voltage. And of course, you can see that the graph over here, which is, or should I say picture over here, is G-Skill. So as I test, right, I'm showing you that how I do the compilation, and I have set this to 2K, then followed by the encoding. I set the quality to 74%, and before I export, right, I pull this up near to my stopwatch and I click on it. So while it's running, right, I'm showing you the stats of what this system is all about, what motherboard am I using, the memory that's running at the moment. Oh, especially the okay, let me just pull back to the, yep, especially this part here. I'm showing you that these are the settings of the cache latency. See, I'm using the Expo profile. By the way, this RAM only cater for Expo profile and not XMP. This is cater for AMD, in fact. And followed by the slot, which are empty and which are filled with the G-Skill RAM. In fact, it's only 2 stick, which is 2 times 16. That makes 32 gig kit. Then I have deliberately not used any discrete graphic card. Instead, I'm using the internal graphic card. Reason being, right, if I were to plug my GPU in, right, you can't really see the strength of what the RAMs can do, because most of it will be going to the GPU. So instead, I made it the compilation on the GPU, integrated GPU with the RAMs, so they will communicate with each other. And just take a look. Right now I'm actually running just to show you. Then as I run, right, this will be fast forwarded, as you can see the readings over here. See? Then when it start to pop up my video editing, right, that's where the time stop. See? So this is at 7 minutes and 5 seconds. So let me just pull this up. Now this is G-Skill, 7 minutes 0.5 seconds. Next will be Crosshair, which is the Vengeance. Okay, this is the one. As you can see over here, the same thing. I'm just going to go through with you. Compilation, setting it to 2K, not changing anything. Encoding 74, and again I move this up and to press on export and to click on the stopwatch. Then showing you that I'm still on AMD, same setting, nothing changed except for the memory, which is right now using the Corsair Vengeance. Okay, let me just pull back. See, these are the clock. These are the cache latency, which will match over here. And the voltage is 1.4. So I'll let it run. Again, showing you which are the slot being occupied with the Vengeance. With the Corsair Vengeance RAM. There are only 2 slots, which is 2 times 16 gig, which is again a 32 gig kit. Then this will fast forward again, as you can see. Then you reach a time whereby my video editing program will pop up telling me that it's done. Okay, this is done, and this is the timing, 6 minutes 57 seconds. So let me just put it here, 6 minutes 57 seconds. Now last but not least, still on AMD platform, which is KingBank Rams. Okay, this is the one. Same setting, AMD, no change, except for the RAMs. Now, for KingBank, right, it's actually dual. You can set it to XMP or Expo. But since this is an AMD platform, I've set it to Expo. As you can see over here, right, again, showing you, I know this is kind of lengthy, just to prove that I've not done any alteration. See, the quality is 74. Then I pull this up again, and I run. And to do the stopwatch. And while this is compiling, showing you the stats again, no change, anything, everything remains the same. The motherboard, the memory. Okay, now coming to the memory itself, let me just drag backwards. See, these are the cache latency 28, 35, 35, 76, which you can see on my top right hand corner, and it's running at 1.45 volt. So let me just run. Again, showing you the slots that I plugged. This is a 2-stick kit, 16 times 2, which is 32 gig kit. And again, showing you that I'm using the integrated graphic card. And as it runs right to the end, this will fast forward, and you'll come to a stop where my application will pop, as in like the video editing. See, this is where it stopped. 6 minutes 30 seconds. So with this say right, does the expo profile and all this type timing run accordingly to what I expected? Answer is yes. Take a look at the timing. And do note that each of this run, right, it's not only one time. I've done it 3 times for each. As in like to compile 3 times, compile 3 times, compile 3 times. And I take the best time out of the 3 recordings of each RAMs. And these are the best of the best, I should say, on each RAMs. And it does check out that KingBank, indeed, the cache latency, right, is that fast. So imagine that you are using this RAMs, right, to do compilation work, right. If I were to use G-Skill, right, about 30 seconds. So this is actually a 4 minute. Imagine that I'm doing like hours. How much minutes will I save if I'm using KingBank? That is a lot. I mean, not really that lot, but it still saves time. Now coming to the Intel. Okay, let me just fast forward. This is Intel. Starting off with the team create. Oh, again, take note, see the stats over here. These are the configuration I've done for this Intel i7 14700K with the PL1 and PL2 at 238 watt and offset of 0.1 volt. And on my right, again telling you that this is the RAMs that I'm using for this test, and the cache latency with the voltage, and the picture over here, which is team group. And again showing you the method that how I do the compilation, just to prove that okay, this is 2K, then at 74%, then I do the compile again. So the sequence is the same, and again showing you all the stats and such. See the Intel processor, the motherboard, and the cache latency. As you can see here, right, team group 30, 36, 36, 76, 30, 36, 36, 76 at 1.35 volt. Okay, so let it run, showing you that what are the slots. Again, it's a 2-stick kit, or should I say a 32 gig kit with 2 sticks, so can only populate in 2 slots on your RAM slots. And showing you, okay, sorry about this, the last one, in fact, okay, I'll let it run. See, this stops, and it's at 7 minutes 33 seconds, which I'm going to pull my Excel again. So this is for Intel, which is 7 minutes 33 seconds. Now coming to KingBank. Earlier on I told you that KingBank is set to Expo profile, but right now, if I'm to go fast forward, right, KingBank is set to XMP profile. You might say that how does this work? Well, take a look. Same thing, compilation, 2K at 74% of the quality. Again, pulling it up into export. Now showing you this is Intel again. Motherboard been using, the memory. Now take a look at the cache latency. Okay, 28, 35, 35, 76. 28353576 at 145 volt. And as I run right, showing you, okay, you can see that this is KingBank technology. Then it's on integrated. Okay, let me just pull back. Earlier on, didn't show you this. It's on integrated graphic card. No discrete graphic card being used. I just want to stress on the RAMs. What's its strength to communicate with the processor. So as you can see, right, as I run, you'll be fast forward, and let's see. See, it's gonna stop. It's at 7 minutes 11 seconds. So right now I'm just gonna put this out. 7 minutes 11 seconds. Again, you would ask me, does this check out on Intel system? Yes, it does. Take a look at the timing. Do apologize that I only have one Intel XMP profile RAMs to test with, which is quite similar to the timing, but this is much tighter. With this tighter timing, right, take a look. I save about 22 seconds. So imagine that if I were to work on probably 2 hours, 3 hours of video editing, right, as in like compiling in 2 hours, 3 hours, right, I would save a lot of time. For the thermal test on these RAMs, my method on both Intel and AMD is of the same. I will first plug the RAMs into the system, be Intel or AMD. I will conduct a 30 minutes run, which you can see over here, Cinebench R23. Once that's done, right, I'll let it idle for 10 minutes and to do the 10 minutes recording. Why am I doing this sequence? It's just that I want the RAMs to, settle down in the system before I conduct the actual test. And do take note that each and every of these RAMs, right, individually, I've conducted the sequence that I've mentioned to you 3 times. As I recorded 3 times the 10 minutes. And out of this 3, I'll pick the best to show you over here. Starting off with AMD, as you can see over here, I'm running Cinebench for the 10 minutes. And the records over here, right, on my lower left, this is just to show you that I'm using G-Skill, which tallies on hardware info, which is show you in the center. But this is telling you that these are the current configuration, which is running on Expo profile on AMD. And these are all the stats. You can ignore all this just to stay focused on this SPD hub temperature, the first slot and the second slot. Okay, so right now I'm just going to run. As you can see, that it's running and the temperature are going up. So I'm just going to pull to the last 2 minutes just to explain to you, okay, somewhere around here. Now, if I am going to run this, right, take a look at the temperature. For the G-Skill RAM, right, it's hovering around 40.2 degrees Celsius. Okay, I mean both of this RAM, one is on 39, one is on 40, so it's about 40 degrees Celsius, and it's still running. So this is how G-Skill react. Having the voltage at 1.35. Okay, let me just stop here for a while, and I'll just write down the temperature. So on average, it's actually on 40 degrees Celsius, I would say, on the G-Skill RAM. Next will be the Crosshair. Now, for Crosshair, okay, let me just pull back to the last 2 minutes. Okay. So as it runs, right, take a look. The temperature is hovering around 40 degrees Celsius consistently. Now, I'll just key this in. It's about the same as the G-Skill RAM. Last but not least, the KingBank. So when I run KingBank, right, the last 2 minutes, see, it's hovering lower. So I'm just going to type this here. it's around 39 degrees Celsius. Now with this said, take a look at the overall stats. As you can see over here, right, G skill with a looser timing, right, and the crosshair at this timing, a bit tighter, is hovering around this temperature. By right, KingBank having a tighter timing, right, running at a higher voltage. Take a look. It should be of higher temperature, but why is it lower? Well, I'll talk about it later. Now, come to Intel. Okay, this is the Intel platform. Starting off with the team group, or should I say T create from team group. I'm just going to pull to the last 2 minutes. Alright, last 2 minutes. Take a look at the temperature on the team group. 46.2 degrees Celsius and 45.2 degrees Celsius. Now, something to note, for AMD platform, I'm actually testing it in an open bench. As for the Intel, right, I'm testing in a case. Okay, this is actually my main system, whereby it's hovering around this temperature inside the case. So let me just key in this. Right, this is for team group. Oh, by the way, team group is running on XMP profile, just for your information. And this is 1.35 volt. And the temperature is around, okay, I'll just say 45 degrees Celsius. Oops. Now I swapped the RAMs right now, and it's gonna be KingBank. So as I run, take a look. It's hovering around 40 to 41 degree Celsius. Alright, let me just go back to this. So as you can see, right, for KingBank, okay, let me take this, it's the same. It's hovering around 41. Okay, I'll just take it max 41. Again, it's much lower compared to team group. And this is actually on XMP profile. AMD is on Expo profile. Taking off the compilation timing and temperature be on AMD and Intel, as I've listed over here. These are based on the fact that what you have watched earlier on the benchmark. Now, for KingBank, right, be it on AMD or Intel, it did lessen the time in compilation. Take a look. Same goes to Intel. And surprisingly, that it's running at a tighter timing compared to the rest of the RAMs, be it AMD or Intel, and at a higher voltage. The reason why KingBank tight timing RAMs with higher voltage is running at a lower temperature is because of the heatsink. As you can see, right, there are more surface area, is thicker, more absorption of the chip to the heatsink as compared to the rest over here. These are low profile RAMs whereby you have lesser surface area and it's pretty thin as compared to the KingBank. Same goes to the G skill. And something to take note, if you are using this in a good airflow case, right, it will be good, because most of the time it will just sweep off the heat from the heatsink. When my case that I show you, right, it has very good airflow. That's the reason why it sustains very well temperature. So as mentioned, be it whether you're open air or in a case, right, so long your case have good airflow, it will definitely cool down this RAMs in no time. And something to be mindful, if you are plugging this into ITX case whereby it has very cramped space and not much of airflow, right, then there will be a negative effect whereby this will be reversed. It will absorb all the heat within your case. So make sure that your case have very good airflow Now another point is that I need to apologize to KingBank, whereby I was skeptic, but you can't blame me because it's an unknown brand. So I purchased this right after I've tested this on Prime 95 for 24 hours. Right after the 24 hours, right, since it passed all the way, no errors and such, I purchased this instantly. And this was being used in my main unit, as you can see that I show you my Sonic team build for more than 3 weeks, and no crashes, no nothing, very stable. And for this provider set, I have been using this on my test bench to do AIO, testing and such. It's also very stable. And also the fact that, looking at the price, well, this is just my opinion. When I purchased this RAM, it's at 163, if I'm not wrong. It's around there, which is in USD is about $150 odd. So when I compare these RAMs to these RAMs, right, on Amazon itself, right, this is the cheapest, which is 145. This is about 173, and this is about 166 in Singapore dollars. Else this 163 or so. So it's much more cheaper, and based on the fact that this have the advantage whereby it saved my time in work, the compilation is fast. Not only that, temperature is cool as compared to this three, and on top of it, if I am to switch between platform Intel or AMD, I don't have to worry to say that I need to get Expo profile, which is this tool, or XMP. Imagine that you switch platform. You were using XMP profile. Yes, you can use this on AMD if the board support XMP, but it will be a different system cycle, as in like the calculation. There might be some lag and delay here and there when you do your work. That's why it's always specific to do for Intel, right, XMP, and for AMD, Expo. But for this, right, it's dual. I don't have to worry anything. I can just unplug this, change my platform, be Intel or AMD, I just plug it in and it will work. Having to say this, right, if you guys are interested to purchase this KingBank RAMs, right, which is at a very good latency, CL28, 35, 76, click on the top right hand corner and it will take you to the AliExpress shop, which is officially from KingBank. You can purchase from there. And another good news is that on the 30th of September, they're going to have a promotion to lower down the you have a better discount on these RAMs. So if you have the interest to make use of these RAMs, right, you can wait until 30th of September and to get these RAMs. With this said, I'd like to thank KingBank to have provided these RAMs for me. And for those of you who are actually new to my channel, welcome to my channel. If you like my content, do remember to subscribe and to click on the notification bell button. Till then, take care, goodbye, see ya.